YouTube, if you could just excuse this again. I'm still figuring it out, but I have figured out some things. I hope that you guys are doing well. This video is going to be about neurotypical standards that are placed on us autistics. Let's talk about it. So I have organize this, so this video is going to make a lot more sense. It's going to be a lot more cohesive. So number one, bounds of normalcy. So one of the standards they have for us is that we need to be within their bounds of normalcy. Please excuse me for I keep doing this because one of the kids that I work with says more a lot, and now I have picked up her mannerisms and I can't stop. Bounds of normalcy for neurotypicals is different than the bounds of normalcy for neurodivergent or autistic people. To neurotypicals, we appear weird, but to ourselves, in our community, we're oh, well, that makes sense. Oh, that's not weird. They think that because on the outside we look just like a typical person, they expect us to be like them. Number two, this kind of goes into stepping outside of those bounds of normalcy, and that's the uncanny valley. I know I've heard it talked about in a visible, visual sort of sense with, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, which I feel a lot of the people in this community have. If you analog horror or horror or creepypastas, there's the I can't remember what they're called, but basically they are, I will show you guys pictures, they're kind of scary, but these are uncanny valley pictures because they're similar to human features, but they are just wrong. They're just not right. A lot of autistics have heard that we fall in the uncanny valley because we look so normal, but the things that we do are just not quite right. A lot of neurotypical people just don't get it. They're just why would they say something like that? That is outside of the bounds of normalcy. Number three, social expectations. So this has more to do with us serving them with the social expectations that they want. So I just wrote down some things you guys can see. Friendliness. Neurotypical people, it's so weird because they're not always friendly to each other. It's very strange. I haven't figured it out. They expect us to be friendly, and so when we don't do that, they don't appreciate it. They want us to spend quality time with them. Every single thing that they do, that they invite you to, they want you to come. Social blending. So they, once again, expect us to, in any environment, just sort of blend in, just calm down, be chill, whatever they call it, or get lit. I hate slang so much. Another social expectation is humor or seriousness. So I have an issue with being serious in certain situations, and then I also have an issue with finding humor in things. I was at work the other day and I was just cracking jokes the whole time because this child's behavior was very frustrating to my coworkers, but I thought it was hilarious. So it's just social blending that and the expectations they have of you to be serious. I'm usually doing the opposite. Being flexible and spontaneous. They want you to be able to have fun. Come on, Aneva, let's go have fun. They also expect you to be independent in certain areas, but not too independent. So Aneva, I need you to make this PowerPoint. Here's the details. Then they don't allow you to collaborate or ask more questions, you get punished. And also leadership is another one. They expect you to be able to lead. They also expect you to have opposing ideas, beliefs. The next one, number four, they expect us to be obedient and predictable. They expect us to be consistent in manners, beliefs, and treatments. I am consistently that person that is hey, how are you doing today? Oh, it's so good to see you. Hey, how are you? And some people, after some time, they're is that really how you are? Is this really you? They either expect consistency or they expect, a certain obedience with, how you act around them. I don't know if that makes sense. Number five, you're expected to conform to mistreatment. Do I need to even say anything about that? Number six, you're expected to stand up for yourself because neurotypical people expect each other to stand up for themselves because they're independent, because you've been alive for 25 years. You've been here for 50 years on this planet. We expect you to stand up for yourself. You're too old to not be standing up for yourself. And because they have that belief, you're targeted more than neurotypicals are to teach us a lesson. I had a hard time writing that sentence down because I needed it to make sense, but I think that now that I've said it, it makes so much sense, and I don't understand it. I don't know if they're trying to make us stronger or if they're literally just targeting us because of that's what people do. If they're unhappy, they just target people. It has worked out in my case because it has made me stronger, but not everything makes you a stronger person. They expect you to stand up for yourself, even if you're happy, Aneva, you're really gonna stay an extra hour because she asked you to. And it's like, well, I like enjoy working, so yes, I don't mind, like I actually like want some extra time to like finish sweeping this floor. And so they target you because they feel like, well, I wouldn't do that, so she doesn't need to do that. Like, no neurotypical person would want extra time to sweep the floor. She needs to stand up for herself, so I'm going to start targeting her, like, hey Aneva, well, since you're gonna stay and sweep the floor, can you go on and do my job too? For example. Number 7, must be able to work and provide for yourself. This is something that really goes into anyone who does not have a disability and has not experienced certain aspects of what a disability can cause, and this goes for any disability, this is not just autism. When I was working and I was going through a really hard time, I was suffering. Like, every day I went to work and I would just push through it. But people expect you to do that, but they don't usually have a disability. Like people who don't get it just don't get it, but people who do. And so I had really great managers, and so they were like, okay, you take a break. Number 8, must denounce your own diagnosis of autism because it isn't classic autism. I don't need to explain this very far. It's just they don't want us to mention that we have autism. Most people don't understand that autism is an umbrella term. Just don't want you to say that you're autistic. They don't like that word when someone who's able to speak can express that they have autism. Number 9, you're expected to partake in gossip and negative self-talk. So this goes back into like being consistent with that positive attitude. Like, some people just don't like that, and it's not everyone. It is not everyone. You don't want to talk badly about other people, for example, but other people do that you're around, that you have to be around. They want you to conform. So that's just one of the things that they expect you to do. Number 10, have a special ability or something to entertain them. And that's what really pisses me off. I did like a reaction video. Oh, he can do puzzles. He's so smart. We like him now. And it's like, what? Okay. I knew it. I can't do it, man. So he's gonna put this puzzle together that they've been struggling with, that they somehow just left on their counter, and now he's really happy about it. Why is it that the autistic kid has to do something to prove to the neurotypical people that they're worthy of respect? We're almost at the end. Number 11, you're expected to not stim publicly, even though they understand that other levels of autism do. I think that what is confusing for a lot of like common folk is that autism is the same condition, but it has different functioning levels, so it's like severity. All right, number 12, expected to be flexible in the workplace. Hey Aneva, I know that you're usually in this position, but I need you to do this new thing. And then it's something different every day. But you're expected to be flexible when autistic people specifically really need structure more than a neurotypical person. And the last one, which I will elaborate on a little bit more, we're expected to perform on the same mental level as others as far as like IQ tests, performance tests. Even in school when I had to take the ACT, or if you had to take the SAT? Yeah. I literally don't process things as quickly as other people. It's not something that's just in my head. This was something that I got professional testing for. I need extra time on exams. Like, I mean like an extra hour and a half usually, because when I read things, they don't make sense. Another person my age processes things faster than me on average. If you have dysgraphia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, these are all things that you're not performing on the level, like it causes you to not be able to perform on that same level. But people expect you to because, well, you have the ability to write, so you should be able to write in cursive. You can count money, so you should be able to work the register the same way that Sally can. You can walk, so you should be able to jump the hurdles easily, like literal hurdle. I've never jumped a hurdle, and you won't see me do it. You know, you have a social disorder, but you're able to talk, so it should be easy. So these are like neurotypical standards that get placed on us. You guys like voted on this from all the other ones that I had an idea for, and I was like, okay, they definitely want to see this. Let me know what you thought. Leave any other video suggestions. I'm gonna make a YouTube post, like community post soon. I don't know when. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and bye.